Okay, well, good evening, everybody, again, and special good evening to those who couldn't make it. So if you don't already know, if we haven't been to one of these sessions before, or if I haven't paddled with you at some point, my name's Toby. I'm the owner of Southern Sea Ventures, and I'm really excited to have Marco joining us his morning, our evening in Australia here. Marco and I have had a great relationship over the years and had a lot of great chats about Greece and Croatia, and yeah, I'm really excited. He's a obviously very knowledgeable, passionate individual about the areas, great expert, and yeah, it's great to have him on board. So, Marco, do you want to? You can do a brief introduction of yourself, and oh, just sorry, before that, we'll run through a bit of a presentation about the destinations and the trips themselves, and then at the end we'll have a sort of Q&A session. So for those that have just joined us, feel free to post questions in the chat function as we go, and we'll also be answering questions at the end there.
Can I go?
Yes, please, Marco. Sorry, yeah.
Okay. Hey, nice to see you. Good morning from Italy. It's fantastic to be connected with you on the other side of the world. We are here to introduce you two beautiful trips that we run in Greece and Croatia, in the Mediterranean, in the heart of the Mediterranean Sea. So the first thing that I would like to say, it's a few words about me. We cooperate with Southern Sea Ventures and the Toby since years, and I am a passionate paddler that operate in the central part of the Mediterranean. I'm from Italy, but you know, I live in the east coast, so just in front of Croatia. I can consider the Croatia side of the sea my house, and also Greece. These two trips that we have developed are the result of years of developing. And they are similar and different. They are not, of course, we are talking of warm water, tropical, almost tropical Mediterranean environment. And the particularity of these trips are the mixing of nature and culture, because really we are in the earth of the civilization and in the earth of the history of navigation. And basically, so before that I go into the specific description of the trips, our style, it's first we run a few trips, and we run with passion, and we like to be flexible the most we can. So these trips are dedicated for small groups, and the standards are ACA, American Canoe Association, and the British Canoe Union from UK standards. When I say small size, we refer from 4 to 8, so a very small group. Our itinerary are really out of the beaten track. So our authentic itinerary and also the style we perform, we use in the trips are important. And we use, another point, that we use very good equipment, because as paddler, we want to offer to other paddlers the opportunity to have great equipment, even if they are on the other side of the planet. This we refer to very good kayaks, light kayaks, carbon paddles, and everything of the same level. And another point is the modern style. We talk about modern style sea kayaking journey, so mixing of paddling, culture, lifestyles, and also an experience of, enter into the reality of the local culture. We prefer to use great accommodation, selected place for experience the local culinary offers, and we like to support small business. And also the Mediterranean, for the ones that never paddle here, offer opportunity to practice skills, because it's mostly we will paddle in sheltered waterways that offer light conditions. That doesn't mean that sometimes the condition can be more important than light, but our trips are designed to be flexible in the daily itinerary, so we can decide day by day where to go paddling according to the best conditions.
I'll probably just do you mind if I jump in for a second there, Marco?
Yes, please.
I just wanted to reiterate, it's very interesting for me as a paddler mostly in Tasmania and, lots of places, but for Europe, that the excitement of having ancient culture living that you're paddling past and paddling through, as well as having those beautiful little natural locations, is really special. Something very special about the areas. And
this is the fact that characterizes the most these trips. Of course, in the variety of the offers of Southern Sea Ventures, we just were talking about Fiji and Svalbard, beautiful destinations, very beautiful from the nature point of view. The Europe Mediterranean contest, it's still beautiful for the nature, but just behind the corner, you discovered that there is a little ancient villages that connect you with the history, because reminds you that in this water, navigation has been done since centuries, and you still can touch this experience, this feeling.
Mm. And one other thing I'd just like to add in, I know you mentioned high quality kayaks, but Marco's got a fleet of deltas. If you don't know what they are, they're fabulous boats. Very thermoform plastic, so very lightweight but very strong. And yeah, they're the envy of many paddlers. So really nice setup. Some really nice gear. So
yeah. So our kayaks made in Canada, very difficult to transport from Vancouver to here. But worth to have them. It's a beautiful craft to paddle.
It was quite a few years it took you to paddle them over, didn't it, Marco? There.
Yeah, exactly. I have started the process just years ago to achieve to have them.
Would you like me to move to the next slide, or you?
Yes,
you
please.
Me when you're ready. When you're ready, yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
So here we have a couple of pictures that represent the two sides of the trip. So you have a beautiful environment. We are talking about places that are remote, but just you move a little bit, you cross another island, and you are paddling in front a fortification made in the first centuries to protect the entrance of a city. Let's start to talk about what is Croatia and what is Greece. So Croatia, we are oriented to, so you can go forward to the next one, please.
Yep.
So Croatia, we are focusing on a central part of Croatia. We have designed this trip in what we think is the most beautiful side of Croatia. And basically the trip is divided in two parts. So the first part is a beautiful archipelago of in front of Zadar. We will touch two beautiful towns that are Zadar and Šibenik, our historical cities with full of rest of the Romans and then the Venetian. Generally, Croatia, it's a part of the part of the Adriatic Sea that has been, let's say, colonized by the Venetians. So you still have a lot of influences in the architecture, and there is one characteristic that you can have only here in the world. We used to say that the water enter into the houses. So the villages are on the sea. The people have a special connection with the sea, because there are few places where you can have the villages just on the sea level. Now, in most of the other sides, the villages, for safety reason, has been built on the top of the hills, far away from for the attack of the pirates and enemies. Instead, here, because they were ruling, they were dominating the scene, the Venetians, with their commerce, so they felt very safe to live in front of the water. So this is fantastic, because you paddle and you move, you hop from island to island, from little villages to another little villages, and in the middle you have beautiful little coves, bays where you can swim with transparent water. And the second part of the first part of the trip is focusing on a very remote and authentic island. It's the connection between Dugi Otok, that in Croatian means Long Island, and the Kornati archipelago, that is a national park. Very remote, very beautiful. And the second part, it more, we can maybe shift to the next, Toby. Yep. Yeah, and we can maybe open the map, so we can see in details the area that we will paddle.
I'll just zoom out for you, and then I can zoom back in.
Yeah, yes. So the first part is the northwest part, this one. So from our base, we will paddle different itineraries every day. And then the second part, we will focus on this amazing archipelago in front of Sibnik. And we will paddle the gorge of a river and beautiful islands in front of the coast, deciding every day the options are many. So all these islands are very beautiful.
Okay.
This is in brief. Now, I don't want to say too much things, because maybe I want to leave something to focus with the question that may somebody have. And we can move to the next trip, that is instead Greece. So Greece, it's for me, paddle into the Sea of Goats. Really, you feel, and it's not a case that this island we are talking about, we are in the western side of Greece, what we consider the most beautiful area for paddling. In the whole, the Greece is wide and have a lot of islands. To reach this destination, you fly into Athens, so you may have the opportunity to spend 1 or 2 days in Athens. That is a fantastic city to discovery. And then with a short fly, you reach this island in the west side. That's where the place of Odisseo, the hero of the Odyssey. Still, there are the ruins and his castle, and where you are there, you really feel that was the place for him. And that's not the case. So you paddle into the majestic of the nature. So this beautiful island with huge mountains, fantastic cliffs, and white beach where no people arrive there. So there is a lot of nature. And then again, you enter in a small bay and you arrive in a little town where you have everything. You have the church, you have the restaurant, the bars, and then so it's a Kefalonia and Ithaca are two destinations that are amazing for a kayaker.
Mm.
In general, we divide the trips into here again 2 parts. The first part we dedicate about the most beautiful part of Kefalonia, that is the biggest island, and the second part we focus in the area of Ithaca. The 2 islands are very close. Maybe we can, if conditions are nice, cross, because we are talking about 3 kilometers, or we can use the ferry to move. And so we have a lot of flexibility in organize the day excursions. We can shift to the next page. So this is the area where we are. You can see the dots in the map. We can also open the map for just a little bit. So it's not the touristic Greece like the Cyclades, like Santorini, or nothing iconic, but very authentic. So the style we used to create our trip is to let you have an authentic experience of the place we are going to paddle. So these are beautiful island, not very touristic, and particularly the period where we go. It's very beautiful, the most beautiful period we can go. We go in the beginning of June, when it's already warm but not too hot, not crowded at all. So we receive a great hospitality. Or we go in September or October, that are the most beautiful periods. Mm. So these are the 2 islands. I think I said the most. So Toby, you want to say something? Or we
well, I guess looking at the 2 destinations, it appears that, you know, probably the Greece trip has a lot more larger sea cliffs. Would that would be correct, wouldn't it?
Yes and no. Well, both trips they are amazing from the diversity of the destinations that we will paddle during the world trip. So even in Croatia, we will paddle huge cliffs, remote bays, hopping from island to island. Yes, maybe Greece has a more monumental contest. So you feel that you are very small when you are in front of this island. Yeah. Are epic from the scenario point of view. But both they offer a huge diversity, and both areas are very green. So you don't feel you are in the middle of the Mediterranean. So you have it's warm water, beautiful temperature, but you see that it's all green around with a lot of trees. You have this special view.
One of the things I love about your perspective that we've talked about before as well is, you know, Europe, we think about it often we think about traveling to Europe as the towns and the cities and the landscape and the mountains, and that is all amazing. And of course, like many places in the world, Europe was dominated or controlled from the sea for so long. So moving around by kayak is one of those ways to see that side of the history, to see you know, the approaches that people would have taken by ship and by boat, and the way that that travel by in boats is very well accommodated throughout the islands, both in Greece and Croatia. So it's quite nice perspective.
Yeah, very, very, very true. And when you paddle, you have the feeling what our ancestors have done in the past, because traveling with the kayak in this environment reminds you to the history, to the first act of navigation.
Mm.
It's very intriguing,
Mm.
very exciting.
I can flick on to the next one for you.
Yes, if we think we are at the end of the presentation. Yeah, this is the last slide to describe in few words the Mediterranean. It's paddling in an amazing. This picture on the left is the island of Kefalonia. So you are in the middle of the civilization in Europe, but it is a fantastic place with long cliffs, a remote beach with natural. These are the colors you have there. And on the evening, we are in the center of a little lively town with a restaurant. You can stroll a little bit, go around, enjoy the lifestyle. You probably will see that the pace of the people that lives here, it's very slow and relaxed. So both in Croatia and Greece, you have to slow down to enter with their pace, to match their pace. We are used to run and be more active. They are very slow, and they wait to the end of the day when it's fresher to get out.
I think this picture as well for me summarizes so well the way that the way that these trips are coordinated, and the way that you've brought out the highlights of the place, both that the natural side and the beauty, which is really quite something, but also the sophistication and the culture and the old world as well. That's right there. So having both of those things side by side is what's really excites me about these destinations and these trips. Yeah, that's very exciting. We've done well with time.
Yes.
Yeah, we've done well. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Marco, at this point, or should we can open to questions?
Yeah, we can open to questions. I hope to have said the most.
Okay, well, so we're open to questions. If there's anyone has any questions about the trips, obviously we've got trips, just a couple of trips each year that we're doing at the moment. The one that's closest is the 12th to 21st of June, so that's coming up very soon. So if anyone's needs a quick escape, then there we go. Otherwise, we've also got our dates for 2024 available as well. So, and of course,
in Croatia we have a date in September, a beautiful period from the 20 to the 29.
And just so everyone's aware, you're probably on mute. So if you're asking any questions, we won't be able to hear you. We'll have to unmute.
Hi, Toby and Marco. How are you going? Thanks for the presentation. This is Mark Deuter here. I was interrupted in the middle of that by a call from my granddaughter, which I had to take.
You have to.
Yes, that's all right. So did you mention anything about sort of average distances you'd paddle in a day, that sort of thing?
No, I didn't say anything about it. Generally, the extension of the paddling are medium size. So we move between 15, 20 kilometers each day. That can be a little bit longer if we have. Generally, we like to determine the condition, the itinerary according to the condition. So we use the wind, and basically we can extend a little bit if we have a favorable wind.
Yep.
But in general, we are talking about to spend 4 or 5 hours with breaks because you know we have opportunities. Like in this picture, we can see we are coming from a little crossing between island, and then we have reached this town where we stop. We can walk, we can visit. In this town there is a museum, few bars and restaurants where we can have refresh drinks, have a walk in an ancient path, and then after a break we paddle again and we move into another place, or we stop maybe in a beach, we swim. So we fill the day not only with severe paddling.
Yep. No, that sounds great. Thanks.
But there's typically covering pretty decent distances, or you know, as you say, medium.
Yes,
hard,
exactly.
rather than medium rare, rather than rare
distance
well
that can everybody can do it easily.
I guess the other part of these trips is they're vehicle supported, so you've got that flexibility to be able to choose where you're going to go on any day based
exactly
on, and so it does really open up. Sometimes a 25-kilometer paddle or a 20-kilometer paddle isn't so challenging because you've got the downwind run.
I can see. Would you like to ask something else, Mark?
No, I see a couple of other questions have come in on the chat line. Just about,
double kayaks available. Yes, we have single and doubles, and also because we have this setting of a small group, we can chat before and decide which kayak is the most appropriate for you. And also to the presentation, what is included in cost, please? Basically, is included everything. The only thing are not included are airfare, that are generally not included, and drinks. Drinks are not included. Like, I mean, if you want a special bottle of wine or something that we can't consider before, but. The rest, accommodations, all the meals, the equipment, the logistic, also entrance fee for parks or museum, everything.
Including Marco. So
yes,
it's very good.
Including myself. Some more questions, curiosities. Maybe I'm thinking if I have forgot something to mention. Generally, we are designing the day. We have a nice breakfast, and then we start the day by paddling. Generally, not always, but generally during the day, we organize a picnic in a beach, or maybe a quick lunch somewhere. But we leave the most important meal for the dinner, where we go in a local restaurant, or sometimes we have the opportunity. The offer of food is amazing, both in Greece than in Croatia. So really, we have the opportunity to experience local tasty meals based on local ingredients, with this ancient way of cooking. That is a very nice experience. So in every evening, we go in a different little town to have dinner, or in a taverna. And I was also late to the presentation.
Got a couple of questions
on the number of people. Yes. Type of accommodation tent, not at all. We use selected beautiful accommodations, not fancy places, but very authentic place. We have like we can say the level of 3 stars hotels. So rooms with private bathrooms, close to the sea, in some cases seafront, in some cases not, but very nice accommodation. And also limit on the number of people who can go. Yes, we are limited to 8 people. So the maximum size group is 8. Oh,
You might
this
be
is a
very...
nice. This is a nice question. What's the safety situation with leaving boats and stuff while wandering into town? Yes, this is amazing. We can leave our stuff wherever we are. No one will touch them. There is, I don't know why. I think, I don't know why, probably in other side of the world, it's more dangerous or unsafe. We are, I can say, in one of the most safest area of the world, Greece and Croatia, where people are very, very welcoming, nice. I never locked the kayak during the, not even during the night. So where we arrive in the town, Toby, can you go to the first page, please, of the presentation? Yes. So imagine that on the side, on the right side, you see a remote beach. On the left side, you see a typical contest where we enter into a town. When you enter into a town, it's like you are super safe. There is a lot of culture into the respect of navigation on the sea. No one will touch anything that is connected with navigation, because you know the people live there. They leave their boats in front of their house. So when we arrive, we leave our kayaks there. We walk. This is super safe from this point of view. Are there any plans for any shorter trips in the future? 3-4 days.
We can talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk about it. I mean, our way to organize trips, it's based on flexibility and it's client oriented. So if there is even a small group that want to set 3-4 days, because maybe they are traveling into Europe, we are open to discuss. Isn't true, Toby?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, typically we're doing our set dates, but if we have private inquiries, we can customize the trip lengths.
Yeah.
I'm just looking up the dates for September.
In September, we are offering Croatia from 20 to 29.
I think it's for 2024. I think we've got at this point we're doing.
Into 2024. Sorry, yes.
I think at the moment we're talking about June, and we may have some additional dates in September 2024.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. But if there's any specific, some of these questions, feel free to sort of email the office to get more specifics. Both Marco and I are sort of experts in the field, and sometimes some of the smaller details, like when, might evade us. But so yeah, please feel free to email if there's any questions that we don't answer tonight, or anything that you'd like more information on. So I'll just see, does anyone have any more questions at this point? It's great to see the questions coming through in the chat there. And you're welcome to ask any questions directly as well if you'd like. But I think if everyone's asked the questions that they'd like for the time being, I might. We have sort of reached our time. It's great to, Marco. It's really great to see you again, and nice to catch up and have a chat just before as well as during the presentation, and just to hear your perspective again on the places. And I think yeah, it's really invaluable to be able to chat directly with you and about your home and the places you love to paddle. So.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for this great opportunity, and nice to have all of you here.
Yeah, so thanks again, everybody, and I'll stop the recording. Please feel free to email us with any questions about anything. If we've missed anything, we've got more than happy to answer any additional questions. So yeah, thanks once again, everyone, and we'll say good night or good morning. Have a great day, Marco.
See you here in the Mediterranean.
I'll take a quick. I'll have to take a quick trip after Svalbard. Come and
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, that's right.
Thanks, Toby.
Lovely to see everyone. Okay, I'm just trying to get out of here. Okay.